Tom Dooley. Appalachian, something about the Appalachian range. What do we have here? Gemini and Libra. So maybe there's a friend that lives there. Sagittarius, so some of you are traveling there. There's energy there in those mountains. Maybe in I could also see like somebody meets somebody. What I saw was somebody meeting somebody. Like two people were already friends, right? Like two people met each other, knew each other. They might even have been, maybe they even got involved in a deeper way. But either way, it was a very soulful connection, perhaps even karmic. Then I'm guessing that let's see about this let's see. Oh yeah, the Lovers, the Eight of Swords, and the Judgment. So yeah, so then that relationship finished its cycle of karma. I would see this also like kind of as like breakup energy. It could have been amicable, although hard, but again, it was some kind of lesson that needed to be learned. And then it's as if that person, like, it's as if what I'm kind of seeing is two people meet each other that didn't know each other, that have a mutual friend. Or like there's a mutual person in their life, like these three stones. It's like, okay, these two people, this person used to date this person, and then they dated that person, and then these two people meet each other. It's like that kind of thing. I also saw Emperor, some kind of story where part of the reason, I think this is for some kind of like explanation of a breakup energy, or where something is no longer connected, right? It's like the contract was completed in some kind of way, whatever the time frame was, and it's because it's as if, okay, again, this Gemini energy, these two forces come together, right? And it's like they're walking along, they come together. But they can only go so far, because one of them had this one here, like, already had these plans. It's like, oh, I want to move here, I want to move here, I want to expand and explore this, I want to learn about that. The reason why the connection couldn't last as long as maybe a person wanted was because this other person had already done that. The example I saw was someone wanted to move to a particular town, or like city or something like that, but somebody else had already lived there. And I see for like an extended period of time. So it's like they had a full experience of something. So for them to go back to this place because of this other person, it would have contradicted the first person's path. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, and then I saw a freight train. Let's ask Spirit what specifically what Spirit has to say about this. Okay. Death. So again, I guess this emphasizes that some relationship is no longer happening. I keep hearing the word amicable. Amicable. So someone is no longer friends with somebody. Someone no longer dates somebody. But after a person breaks up with somebody, and I feel like if you were a woman and you dated this man, it's like you'd meet their ex some way or another, or it would be like the same sex, kind of, is what I'm seeing with this Gemini energy. So there's some sort of, again, overlapping, but then we have this, now someone's on like a different trajectory, but they're like, wow, that's interesting, like, you know that person, and it's like, yeah, I know them, and it's like, oh, how do you know them? And it's like, oh, well, I used to date them, or I used to work with them, or and I don't feel like I don't sense that there's any ill will like in the conversation. But it's interesting. So I guess that's, I feel like that's the reading. The important part being that sometimes again, we meet people on the path, and then we connect, and then again, sometimes something can only go so far before spirit steps in and it's like, no, 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 you can't go against your path for this other person. Like, that isn't where you're supposed to go. I know that's where they're going and you want to be with them, but that isn't where you're supposed to go. So it's almost as if there's like these sort of cross purposes, although I sense that a person possibly tried to maybe trick themselves into being like, well, whoever is I'm seeing the word amicable again, like the one that would easily sacrifice themselves, be like, well, I don't know. Oh, this is also twins. Somebody, do you know any twins? Or like a twin that died? This is also like sibling energy. A friend very close to the world. Funny the way the world works, huh? King of Swords. Hope that was of service some way, somehow. Peace.